that in addition to being smoked on marijuana, it is also smoked in regular cigarettes. It's important for you to know that, because if they slip these cigarettes to your children will be smoking crack and they will not know it.
This is Bill Hopkins. It is at rallies like this one in the South Bronx that this virtual one-man crusade spreads the word about crack. As a former policeman, Hopkins spent 20 years working in the streets of New York, first walking a beat, then working with youth gangs and drug addicts. It is against that background that Hopkins directs one of the country's most unusual efforts against this most unusual epidemic. He heads the Street Studies Research Unit for New York State's Drug Abuse Agency.
I was a cop here in the Bronx for 20 years, right here in the 4A precinct. I've been with the Narcotic Commission for 19 years. I have never seen anything as harmful as crack. It's dangerous, it's deadly, it will kill you.
It is a message that is finally starting to hit home. Many homes, in fact. Cocaine-related deaths have increased dramatically in the past year, along with dramatic increases in violence and crime, all attributed to crack. And yet, it is an epidemic that seems to have caught law enforcement by surprise, and almost everyone else except Bill Hopkins. Now everyone is trying to find out more about crack, from the residents of threatened neighborhoods to officials of already overburdened courts. And they are calling on Bill Hopkins. Here at the county courthouse in the Bronx, Hopkins helps conduct a seminar on crack for judges, prosecutors, and attorneys.
I have here samples of the various sizes of crack. There's a $5 size, a $10, a $20, and a $50 size. They call it the jumbo. If you were to snort this cocaine that you buy in the street, it will take 1 to 3 minutes for you to get a high. If you smoke the crack that's in here, you will get your high in 4 seconds.
But anyway,
the major differences between the two, and remember that this comes from this. When you buy this in the street, it is normally between 15 to 25% pure. After you have processed it into this form, you now have cocaine that is between 90 and 100% pure. That's the major difference between the two. The difference is that the high that you're going to get from this is going to last you approximately half an hour. The high that you're going to get from this is only going to last you 7, maybe 8 minutes at the time. But the reason this is so popular is because as the addicts put it, this is that ultimate high that they have always been seeking.
Hopkins' specialty is research, gathered in an unorthodox manner from an unorthodox kind of research team. 8 former drug abusers who work undercover in the streets, keeping an ear to the ground and reporting back to him on anything that might help put an end to the growing drug epidemic. Because their work is essentially undercover, members of the team didn't want their faces shown.
Let's try to get some idea of what kind of things y'all are picking up in the street.
In some places I found where they were giving out samples to people that hadn't used it to develop a market. Because a lot of people that I know have told me they've tried it once, and after that once, they couldn't stop. It was like getting on a train and they couldn't get off it. And I haven't found a drug that was so powerful mentally.
I know a lot of people that have went from the needle to crack. And the rationale that they use is one, that they want to get away from catching AIDS. So instead of shooting cocaine or heroin, they begin to smoke crack. Where they don't have to bang the needle, it's easily accessible. They can even put in a cigarette or something, or a joint.
What I've picked up in the last 2 weeks is a lot of hawking of amphetamines and others, like these rainbows, hearts, different things that weren't on the street. And I see these being used and sold to crack users. Like if you're crashing, here, take one of these will keep you up until you can re-up.
The team first heard about crack in 1983 when one member saw someone smoking a lump of cocaine.
We kind of question it because we know what smoking cocaine usually looks like. It's usually not in the form of a lump.
Too many books can be dangerous too.
But nevertheless, we began to continue to follow it. And when we actually found out that it was cocaine, we knew immediately we were onto something extremely serious.
What exactly was it that caused you to be so alarmed about crack?
We knew how lethal cocaine smoking was from the 70s when it was beginning to
the animation.
We knew that we had many cases
of
cocaine
the
psychosis.
delicate art of
People
spacing
who
out.
become psychotic from smoking. So we knew all along that smoking cocaine was extremely dangerous. The problem was in the 70s and in the early 80s, it was not easy to convert street cocaine into a form that you could smoke. And you can't smoke street cocaine as it is. If you put a match to it, you'll just burn up your stash.
Was never this fun.
The
In
major difference in
Azumanga
crack
the animation.
is that now instead of going through a very complex system of converting
Gone
street
tomorrow.
cocaine so you could smoke it, it become a very simple thing.
To show us how simple it is to make crack, Hopkins escorted our camera crew to a Harlem tenement known as a base or crack house. There are believed to be hundreds, if not thousands, of such houses producing crack in New York. Users go there to smoke it. Although they're breaking the law, the men in this room trust Hopkins and his research team because they've developed an understanding that their mission is research, not police work. Hopkins will not turn them in.
They really are connected to each other. Did you hear theory number 2?
Take some of the white and mix it with the red.
They don't look real to me. I was right all along. Chia's pigtails are fake. They're detachable.
Experimenting was never this fun. In Azumanga Daioh, the animation. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on Amazon. Twice bitten, never shy.
Take this. This is the best one. You mix the vegetable with some of the whites and the red into an oil and then stir the oil. And then that's the way you let it dry. And then cook it together. And now what you have is almost 10
Azumanga Daioh, the animation. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on Amazon.
Crack is sometimes mixed with other highly potent drugs like PCP, a pain-killing street drug known as angel dust. These men know better than anyone what that can do.
So you can spend like maybe say
What are you guys talking about? He told me the gym teachers in this country are a little dumb and they're slow to pick up
it's
a lie!
French was never this fun. In Azumanga Daioh, the animation. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on Amazon.
Keep going. They say the things that they do forecast. It's like it's really, you can't describe it.
What is it?
Just like a
I can't
desire.
use my textbook. I used it to squash that disgusting cockroach. What should I do?
Something that you want real bad. You know, and like you'll do anything to it. You know.
Smackdown was never this fun. In Azumanga Daioh, the animation. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on Amazon.
To the crack man.
With friends like these, who needs enemies?
Give it to him.
Hey, wake up!
You know, Pond or something. Otherwise, you should Pond. For him to hold you
My son, so I come back to the scene, like 24 hours, we were concerned, like they'll do anything. We had one young lady, before just a hit off the pipe. There was about 5 guys in the room, and she did anything with 5 guys went just for that. Not even a $5 piece or $10, just for a hit off the pipe.
School years, the best years
Hopkins
of
says
your
it's
life.
important not only to his research to maintain contacts with such drug addicts, it's the only way to really help them.
Some of these young
Friends who
guys
share.
that are using crack are using it with PCP. Right. And the combination of these two
Cats who
is
dare.
where these people are. That's where your this is your bomb that's ready to explode.
And classmates who care.
Thing.
Hey, wake
I've heard
up!
of
The
one
teacher's
case
calling
in
you!
Jersey where a guy was so paranoid. He thought that there was a narc hiding out in his carburetor.
Azumanga Daioh, the
His
animation.
car, took a shotgun.
Weekdays
shot
at
up
5
the
p.m. on
We're seeing
Amazon.
violence involved with it.
What are you saying?
We're seeing that it's both men and women. We're seeing that sex is involved.
Are we seeing it improve any or getting worse in the last 3 months?
We discuss new terms we hear in the street. Sometimes it's a drug, sometimes it's just a street term. If we know what it is, we record it. We record it because we get calls from the police department, from the FBI, from the DEA, from school personnel, from drug treatment people saying, what does this word mean and what does that word mean? So we become like a clearing agency for them.
Law enforcement officials like New York City Special Prosecutor Sterling Johnson say the information he gets from Hopkins helps him determine his priorities and redirect his limited resources.
I may get a lot of raw intelligence from Bill, and sometimes it might have no meaning to me, or it might just have a general meaning, and I'll ask him specifically, what does it mean? Why is it that people sell crack in vials with a blue top as opposed to a black top? Why has maybe a particular crack center been shifted, say, from the lower east side up to Washington Heights? What types of people are selling crack? As a general rule, everybody sells crack, but what ethnic groups are involved? And not only will he get the information and disseminate it, but he'll analyze it.
Johnson says that Hopkins' work is invaluable to his efforts.
I don't think that there is any other unit or organization in the country that does the things anywhere near what Bill does.
This is the Ozymandias.
So far, in the past 8 months, crack has accounted for as much as half of all federally prosecuted drug cases in New York City. Also, the New York City Police Department has established a special crack police team, 101 veteran undercover officers. So far, in the 2 months that they've been organized, at least 188 street dealers have been arrested, police say. As a former undercover policeman himself, Hopkins says there's a big difference in the work now than when he was on the street 20 years ago.
The major difference in what's going on the street today and compared to what might have been going on in the 60s, I believe, is the attitudes of the young people. They were dealing with drugs then, but it was not so open and accepted. It was still the kind of thing that kids, today's people are not ashamed, the kids especially are not ashamed to tell other kids that they use drugs and that they try drugs and that they experiment with drugs. Many of them actually brag about the fact that they use crack. They call it beaming up. That's a term they got from Star Trek. They say, you smoke, you do? Oh no, I beam up. You kidding? You know, I'm great. I use crack.
Such attitudes fuel Hopkins' crusade against crack.
I just feel that if we could do much more to stop it from coming in, it would certainly reduce the problem. It's not going to solve it, but it would certainly reduce it. I also think a tremendous educational job has to be done. And I believe drugs can be
Japan, page after page of the not-so-ordinary adventures of your favorite high school cuties. Ozymandias the manga. All 4 crazy volumes available now.
This is a daily occurrence on the streets of Washington, D.C. Plainclothed and uniformed police swoop down on people suspected of selling drugs.
You sell clean needles? You sell all clean needles?
It's nothing new. Washington police have battled open-air drug markets for the last few years. But now there is a new sense of urgency because people are being killed in record numbers. Officials say drug dealers from New York City and elsewhere have come to Washington to carve out a share of the city's drug trade. Washington's Mayor, Marion Barrett.
The New York economy is very unlike before when the local people, and according to police, the local drug dealers and drug sellers themselves have to become heavily armed. And I would say 80% of the murders we've had here have been drug users and drug dealers killing each other. They're just mean, and therefore life has no value.
This has been a violent day in our area as police in Prince George's County wrestle with a troubling multiple murder. 5 people discovered shot to death late last night in Landover. Once again, it's believed drugs are behind it all.
People have been killed in apparent battles between drug dealers, like the executions in January of 5 people in a Washington suburb, and for robbing drug dealers of drugs or money. Police say that's what the 23-year-old driver of this car did. He was machine gunned to death by a group of men as he sat at a stoplight in Washington in the middle of the day. The young man's mother was interviewed by a Washington television reporter.
I say to all the young black youth today to please leave
Too many books can be dangerous too.
I don't want
He didn't even live to see his 24th birthday.
Helping others was never this fun. In Azumanga Daioh, the animation,
The
weekdays at
city's
5
drug-related
p.m. on
murders have
Anichon.
included children as young as 12. Children often
spacing
have been
out.
used as drug couriers.
Now I'm starting to wonder if what they said
Not
was
only
true.
are
Am I
Washington's
really
drug
as
dealers
spacehead like
apparently
most
more
people
ready
think
to
I am?
kill, police say they use the most sophisticated weapons. This machine gun, testified for us by Washington police, was confiscated from drug suspects. So were these weapons. DC police have captured
Daydreaming was
a record
never
number
this
of
fun.
them.
In
Close to
Azumanga
600
Daioh,
since
the
January
animation,
1st.
weekdays at 5 p.m. on Anichon. Here today, gone tomorrow.
Look at this, Asuka. I got a Christmas present. You want to know what I got?
It's a multi.
I don't get it. What are those?
It's that kind of money that drives the drug wars. These are the drugs that make the millions Washington drug dealers are fighting over.
It's a brand new
The powerful
pair of
hallucinogen TCP.
Accessorizing was never this fun. In Azumanga Daioh, the animation, weekdays at 5 p.m. on Anichon. Time to let your hair down.
Fast replacing TCP as the most popular drug
This
on
big
the
tail
Washington
appears to be
street market.
connected to the other big
The
tail.
Washington market is particularly
They really are
profitable
connected
and
to each
attractive
other.
to out-of-town
Gee,
dealers
the earring
because
number
drugs
two.
in Washington are in short supply and demand is great. DC Police Inspector Nelson Grillo oversees the narcotics.
Experimenting was never this fun. In Azumanga Daioh, the animation, weekdays at 5 p.m. on Anichon. Twice bitten, never shy.
Trying to sell for $5 in New York City. Making me realize that New York dealer establishing who just for the day to sell that for $20, $25. So just for the profit.
Being a cool cat was never this fun. In Azumanga Daioh, the animation, weekdays at 5 p.m. on Anichon.
At controlling the supply of drugs,
Pardon my
keeps
French.
prices high and draws in profit-seeking dealers.
Ah, bonjour,
Officials acknowledge that the drug markets that flourish in Washington's poor communities are supported by middle-class and working people
What are you guys
who buy
talking
the drugs.
about?
In
He
fact,
told me
a
the gym
recent
teachers in
report
this
by the
country
Rand
are a little
Corporation
dumb and they're
says
slow to
the
pick up
Washington
too.
area
It's
is
a
the most
lie!
affluent in the country.
French was
Also
never
has
this
one of the
fun.
nation's
In
highest rates of
Azumanga
consumption
Daioh,
of
the
illegal
animation,
drugs.
weekdays at 5 p.m. on
These young people
Anichon.
are former drug dealers and
Nasty
users.
bug.
They are now in a Washington-based drug rehabilitation program. They testify to the lucrative nature of the Washington drug trade. Program
is it?
counselors did not
can't
want
use
us
my
to
textbook.
identify this
I
young
used
man
it to wash
who
that
sold
disgusting
drugs in
cockroach.
Northeast Washington.
What should I do?
Tell me about how the drug operations you were involved with worked.
Smackdown was never this fun. In Azumanga Daioh, the animation, weekdays at 5 p.m. on Anichon. With friends like these, who needs enemies?
Hey, wake up! The teacher's calling you!
All of them got kids
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Stay around there mostly about 24 hours a day.
How much money?
You know, putting about 5 hours in a day.
The shooting war
was
over
never
the
this
valuable
fun.
street
In
drug market
Azumanga
is
Daioh, the
concentrated across
animation,
the
weekdays at
Anacostia
5
River from
p.m.
Capitol
on
Hill
Anichon.
to the city's poor black
School
neighborhoods.
years,
The
the
city
best
is
years
70% black,
of your
and
life.
so are the vast majority of those arrested for drugs and killed in the drug war. Drug violence has left these neighborhoods in turmoil.
With friends who
These children
share.
live within blocks of the sites of several drug killings.
You know, it ain't even safe around here no more, man. Like you used to be.
Cats who dare.
Or selling drugs in front of your house or something like that.
And
Bonnie
classmates who
Johnson
care.
is a community organizer in another low-income neighborhood in southwest
What are you
Washington.
saying?
What goes on here?
This is 203 entry.
Azumunga Daioh, the animation.
This is the alleyway that
Weekdays
leads
at
into
5
the
p.m.
apartment building.
on Annie-chan.
At noontime, there's a lot of drug dealers here. They're usually out here with their friends waiting for people to come and make a deal, buy some drugs. Good morning. As you can see above, there's 2 holes where people usually throw their drugs up in those holes when the police comes. Now, the police usually are sitting here in the evening for, I guess, 5 to 10 minutes just to keep the traffic, drug traffic away. But other than that, when they leave, as soon as they leave and get out of sight, the drug dealers are back here.
DeEsther Greer has lived in the apartment building since 1984.